Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakbadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. And I want to say shalom to you Akim and Akwat out there pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. All right, this one's titled Neuralink Wins Approval for Human Study. Now, I could have put Elon Musk in the title, but hey, everybody should know, who's behind, Neuralink at this point, who created the company, and not really who's behind it, because ultimately it's the elites, all right, which, Elon Musk could be considered a part of, but not like the very pinnacle, all right, a lower level elite, all right, insider, right? So ultimately, it's these, these Rothschilds, right, and these Rockefellers that want this, but these smaller elites, Bill Gates and Elon Musk, all right, which have some sort of relation to them, all right, are putting out these things, all right, these, what Bill Gates is all behind, and of course with this Neuralink with Elon Musk, all right, these brain chips, all right, all this sort of shit, all right. So in the news today or yesterday, I believe it was, all right, Neuralink officially won approval for human study, which means they can, try it, do human trials. Okay, because before I believe they were using apes. Who knows? They were probably secretly doing something with humans, but it's fun. It's been legally approved, at least. All right, approved for human study, human trials. All right, humans being implanted with this stuff. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and read the article. All right, I don't know how long necessarily this lesson's going to be. I guess however long it takes to read the article and grab the scripts, and then we're out. But hey, it's something I wanted to touch on. All right, so Neuralink. Elon Musk's brain CHIP firm wins U.S. approval for human study. Okay, it says Elon Musk brain CHIP firm says it's received approval from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, right, to conduct its first tests on humans. And I'd be very surprised if they haven't ever tried it on a human. I would be very surprised if they haven't. They probably more than likely behind doors have done something. All right, but this is the first time they got legal approval for it, of course, by the FDA. All right. So it says the Neuralink implant company wants to help restore vision and mobility to people by linking brains to computers, and that's not the only thing they're trying to pull off. All right, that's just that. If you believe that at face level, and that they're just trying to help people move again. No, it's way deeper than that, man. All right, it's way deeper than that. They're linking brains to computers. All right, as it says to restore vision and mobility to people by linking brains to computers. Sure. There's ulterior motives behind that. All right. It says it does not have immediate plans to start recruiting participants. Mr. Musk's previous ambitions to begin tests came to nothing. The FDA said it acknowledged Neuralink's announcement. It says an earlier bid by Neuralink to win FDA approval was rejected on safety grounds, according to a report in March by the Reuters news agency that cited multiple current and former employees. It has a link that says, what is Neuralink? All right, you can go over there and read that, or we might stop over there and see what it has to say. It says, and we don't really need it because it mostly explains it in this article. It says Neuralink hopes to use its microchips to, and we already said the word now at this point, so we're going to continue with it. Neuralink hopes to use its microchips to treat conditions such as paralysis and blindness, and to help certain disabled people use computers and mobile technology. The chips, which have been tested in monkeys, I think I said apes or gorillas or something like that, but the chips which have been tested in monkeys are designed to interpret signals produced in the brain to relay information to devices via Bluetooth. All right. It says experts have cautioned that Neuralink's brain implants will require extensive testing to overcome technical and ethical challenges if they are to become widely available. Someone's gonna fucking hack your brain. All right, literally. All right, if it's can be connected via Bluetooth. Who knows what people can fucking make you do? Give you a brain ache. All right, end up killing you. Who knows? Short circuit the shit. Who knows? All right. It says Mr. Musk has also previously suggested that the proposed technology could help ease concerns about humans being displaced by AI. It says announcing Thursday news on Twitter, Neuralink talked of an important first step that will one day allow our technology to help many people. It says the approval was the result of incredible work by the Neuralink team in close collaboration with the FDA, it said. The firm promised more information soon on plans to sign up trial participants. Its website promises that safety, accessibility, and reliability are all priorities during its engineering process. The company, which was founded by Mr. Musk, I hate saying that, Mr. Musk, it just sounds fucking dumb. All right, I'm just going to say Elon Musk, all right? It was founded by Elon Musk in 2016, has repeatedly overestimated the speed at which it can execute its plans. Its initial aim was to start planting chips in human brains in 2020 in order to honor a pledge made the year before. It later vowed to get started in 2022. It says the business was dealt another setback in December last year after reportedly coming under investigation for alleged animal welfare violation in its work. It earlier denied similar claims. Its announcement on FDA approval for human tests follows the recent news of a similar breakthrough involving brain implants by Swiss researchers. A paralyzed man from the Netherlands was able to walk simply by thinking about it, thanks to a system of implants which wirelessly transmit his thoughts to his legs and feet. All right, it says Swiss researchers use brain implant to help paralyzed man walk. All right, and again, if it it might have, it might be able to do certain things like this supposedly. All right, but really what it's all about is it's really all about the, what it is, that total control. All right, having your mind hooked up to the cloud. All right, having your mind hooked up to the internet, the cloud. Right. All right, same thing with the chip in your wrist, your hand. All right, in your hand, it's gonna have the same technology. And you're saying, oh, right now it's just our radio frequencies. All right, well, guess what? When they roll out this 5G. All right, when they really start pushing it, all right, or however they do it, we've already read that why there are why some RFID chips can't link up to internet. There are ones that can. All right, RFID cloud. It's a thing that they're using. All right, now they're saying that they're using it to remotely track and monitor clothing. All right, but that's going to be used to remotely monitor and track humans. All right, and you can look it up. All right, if you just look up RFID cloud. Let's see. There's one I can't remember. It was a specific company that was making it. I could link it up through Wi-Fi, and you course through Wi-Fi you can get the. There's multiple ways to do it, man. All right, so the people thinking it's out of people think it's so beyond our technology, not our technology, but Esau's technology, or the technology, and I said our as in the technology of human beings. All right, but it's really Esau's technology because it's not ours. Jake's technology is in different ways. All right, Jake, when they put technology together, they try to use it for something good. Esau it's always inherently bad. All right, it's always inherently bad, and if they made anything good, it was unwilling. Right? Check it out. It's Ecclesiasticus 14:7. It reads, "And if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly, and at last he will declare his wickedness." All right, so there you go. And that's speaking of Esau, Edom, all right, the so-called white man, all right, the devil that the Bible speaks of. Okay, so if they do anything and it so happens to have a good effect, that wasn't really intended, all right? They did it unwillingly. They were really looking for the bad effects, all right? So, don't let these devils fool you, all right? So, let's see. What is the brain chip designed by Elon Musk? Brain hacking plans, brain implants, paralyzed man. So, multiple different things. What does this say? It's probably got all the information we already know. What is the brain chip designed by Elon Musk? All right. It says, it says most of probably what we already read. Yeah, it's basically talking about being Bluetooth controlled. You can control your mobility through your brain. All right, right. It can make people that can't walk again. Right. All these, promises. All right, that he has that he may be able to walk a little bit after that, but that guy was still using a walker, so it didn't look like it was 100%. So. But who knows? Who knows? All right. But whatever these devils have to say, regardless if it does make you walk again or not, there's a big ulterior motive behind it. All right. And the ulterior motive, all right, is complete submission, all right, to them. All right. They want you to be completely submissive to them. They want you to worship them like they are a god. All right. And this all goes back to the mark of the beast, man. A Neuralink. All right, and the RFID implant. All right, it's the same thing. All right, because you can receive it in your forehead or in your hand. All right, this Neuralink, all this stuff, man. Dealing with the C-hip, the chip. Right now, we're gonna grab Revelation 13 and 15 through, and that's supposed to be 15 through 16, I believe, or maybe even 17. 18, all the way down to 18. I don't know how that got cut off, but let me fix that. There we go. All right. So here we go. This is Revelation 13 and 15. It says, and he that had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Continuing on in verse 16, it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. It says, here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Okay, and there's a post that I saw earlier. I don't know if I'll be able to find it, but it was dealing with let's see. I know I could be able to find it. A brother posted it. Amazon palm scan alcohol. Probably butchered that. Yeah, it did. All right, so here it is. 5 days ago, Amazon lets users buy alcohol with its palm scanning payment system. It says Amazon added age verification feature to its palm-based payment system that enabled users to buy alcohol by swiping their hand. The company debuted the system called Amazon One in 2020. Amazon One is now being used in some restaurants and stadiums, as well as several of Amazon's grocery chains. So look at that. It just scans your palm, and see how it's evolving, all right? Because nobody would have ever thought you would have been known. But now people are gonna go, well, if you could just scan your palm, why would they want to put a chip in your hand? All right. Well, it's the same thing. It's the same thing that they've always done, upgrading technology, and they have ulterior motives behind it. All right. If you could just scan your card, why did they make it to where you could pay by your phone? All right, it's the same question you're asking. Oh, if you could just scan your palm, why would they put a chip in your wrist? Well, if I could just pull out my card and scan it, why are they doing it where you can do it through the phone? What's the point? What's the point? Okay, and the point is because that's what they wanted to do. All right, ulterior motives. It's leading up to the chip. That's why. All right, and the same thing people probably thought with credit cards and debit cards when they first came out. When I could just pull out money, why do I need that? All right, they make it seem as a convenience. All right, they make it seem as a convenience. Guess what? No, well, guess what? You don't need your card anymore. Now you can just scan your palm. And then who knows? They might have situations. They might make it to where it's a false issue. Yeah, it's not being as accurate, but we can still keep all the convenience of being able to scan your hand. But now it's just, to make it more accurate, you have to have this chip. All right, it's quick, it's painless. All right, it goes in there, and then you can continue doing the same thing. It's more accurate instead of, since we were having issues with the palm scanners. These devils will play off something. They'll say it's not accurate. All right, they'll make it to where people are getting their information stolen from or something, and people want a more secure method, and that's when they'll roll out that chip. All right, they're kind of beating around the bush with rolling this chip out slowly. All right, but it'll be there. All right, year maybe, and who knows? We're not going to put time on it, but I would be very surprised and to not see it in the next year or so. All right, the next year or two. I don't think we got too many years hanging around here in Babylon the Great. All right, I'd be very surprised not to see it in the next couple of years. All right, especially when all this information about Neuralink's going out, and this last year, these last 2 years, you've seen more about the RFID chip than ever. All right, more information about people getting it willingly. You can buy it on the internet now. All right, and implant yourself with it. Okay, it's all over the place, man. It's all over the place. I'd be very surprised to not see them doing something, not to do anything with it. All right, so don't be surprised if it comes to a point where you start saying, oh, the whatever they're gonna call it. All right, they're not gonna call it the mark of the beast. All right, and they're not gonna just call it the RFID chip either. They're gonna have to call it some fun name like Neuralink. Okay, so who knows? Who knows what they're gonna call it? All right, the future link. All right, whatever, however it goes. Okay, so there you go. So that shows you that, and I want to touch on that because a brother put that in his what do they call it? The community, his community posts. All right, if you just go through the community posts, man, you see that there's a lot of stuff going on right now. All right, you can see. I could probably find it through here. I guess not. They usually have it. It's weird. Not even one. I wonder if they only do it on the phone. They might only do it on the phone, but let's continue on. So, and speaking of this mark of the beast, we got to go over here and grab. Let's get oh, that's also in Exodus. Let's see, which one was it? Yeah, here we are. So, here we go. This is Exodus chapter 21. And this is why we call it, the digital all right? We got it from our apostles, all right? Not that I'm part of GMS, but like I said, I follow their apostles, all right, and their elders, all right? And the apostles call it the digital all. Why do they call it the digital all? Well, we're going to read it. All right, the RFID is called the digital all, okay? As called by the apostles, all right? The digital all. All right, why? Because it's a digital all, and that's essentially what you're doing. Let's read it, and it'll explain itself. Exodus chapter 21 reads, "Now these are the judgments which thou shalt set before them." It says, "If thou buy an Hebrew servant, 6 years shall he serve, and in the 7th he shall go free for nothing. If he came in by himself, he shall go out by himself. If he were married, then his wife shall go out with him. If his master hath given him a wife, and she have borne him sons or daughters, the wife and her children shall be her master's, and he shall go out by himself." It says, "And if the servant shall plainly say, I love my master, my wife, and my children, I will not go out free, then his master shall bring him unto the judges. He shall also bring him to the door and unto the doorpost, and his master shall bore his ear through with an awl, and he shall serve him forever." All right, so it's that, that digital awl. Now, an awl, if you don't know what it is, we can go and get it. Awl. All right, well, I think they spell it differently. It's not it. I don't even know what that is. Some weird sex toy, apparently. A-U... I think they spell it like this, maybe. Yeah, there it is. An awl. Okay. And you take one of those, and what do you do with it? "Then his master shall bring him unto the judges. He shall also bring him to the door and to the doorpost, and his master shall bore his ear through with an awl, and he shall serve him forever." So he's going to bore him through with this, and then guess what? You serve him forever. So that's why it's the digital all, because guess what? When you do that and you take Esau's little thing, guess what? You're pledging allegiance to him. You're saying, you're saying, verse 5, you're saying, and if the servant shall plainly say, I love my master, my wife, and my children, I will not go out free. That's what you're basically saying. You're just telling Esau that you love him, you love your wife, your children, you love Babylon the Great, and you don't want to go out free. You're pledging allegiance and bowing down to Esau, Edom. Okay, and that's why the Most High is not going to take you, because when you take that, it's the digital all. It's saying you basically that you're going to serve Esau forever, right? So that's why it's called the digital all. And that's what Esau wants, because you got to realize Esau has a God complex. They want to be, they want to be like the Most High. Did we get this? Do we have that scripture? I think we do, yeah. So there you go, man. Now Micah 2:1. Let's go over there and get it. Micah 2 and verse 1. It reads, all right, and this is Esau, Edom. Now they're devising iniquity, all right. They're working in these secret councils of the wicked, right? As the scriptures say, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked. They have these secret councils where they're pulling these things off, all right, devising iniquity, figuring out what new wicked act they can do next. Right? Micah 2:1, it says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands. And you can tell exactly who this is, or not in the power of their hands, but in the power of their hand. All right, and you can take, let me read it again. Woe to them, woe means destruction. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. Now, if you have any questions or concerns about who this might be, you got to read verse 2, and it's pretty plain. It says, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away, so they oppress a man in his heritage. All right, Salakia. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. Okay, so who's the one that's doing that? Who's coveting fields and taking them by violence, taking lands, all right, by violence, all right, and being and colonizing? Who's the one that's doing that? Esau, Edom, the colonizers, all right, colonizers. These so-called fucking Europeans, man, all right, that are coming over and taking lands and killing people and taking the lands, all right. But they're taking them by what? Violence. All right, and houses, and they take them away, so they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. And that's exactly what they do. And it says in verse 3, what's the Lord got going for these people? Therefore, thus saith the Lord, behold, against this family do I devise an evil, from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go haughtily, for the time is evil. All right, so there you go. But these people think that they're just going to get away with it. So they're going to chip everybody, and then they're gonna just get away, get off scot-free. But that's not how it's going to go, man. Dealing with that secret council that we mentioned, this is Psalm 64. And 2, it says, we'll just start from 1. It says, hear my voice. This is Psalm 64 and 1. Hear my voice, O power, in my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Here's verse 2, and in the point it says, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. All right, we talk about workers of iniquity, working iniquity upon their bed, right? So the workers of iniquity. And then it says in verse 3, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even better words. So these arrows are, they try to send out snares, all right? And they try to, send out traps and stumbling blocks, all right, and get you caught up, all right, and get you messed up, Jake. It says, let's highlight these. And that's not what I wanted. I wanted yellow. It says, so that they may shoot in secret at the perfect, suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. It says they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately. They say, who shall see them? Because a lot of people are dumb, and a lot of these things get passed off as conspiracy theories, these things that are being done, and they're saying, oh, who should see them? Oh, what they're going to see? Oh, they're just going to label that as a conspiracy theory. There are good little sheep. They'll understand. Are these people like, no, that's a conspiracy theory. They really did land on the moon. Don't take that away from them. They really did do it. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. All right, I saw a guy the other day, a short, all right, of this guy. This guy tried to sneak into a NASA convention, and like one of the head guys or something, the guy was like, so he was trying to interview him. They snuck in, and they were like, can we get in there? And he was basically trying to sneak himself in the convention. He got up with this one guy, and before he got caught, he was asking him. He said, and this kind of like really blew his cover. He said, do you believe the moon landing was a hoax? And the guy said, yeah, I'm not going to talk about that. And then they got kicked out, I guess. All right, and everyone in the comments was like, "Wait, he's not going to talk about that?" He says, "Shouldn't you just say it wasn't a? Shouldn't you just say no, it wasn't a hoax?" But he said he's not going to talk about that. Why aren't you going to talk about it? All right, it's because these guys, and that guy was a Jake. All right, well, he could have been a chocolate-covered Edomite. He could have been a terror, but who knows? All right, who knows? All right, especially working for NASA high up like that. But who knows, man? Who knows? All right. So, hey, these people know, but that, majority of these people say, that's a conspiracy theory. That's not, man. It's conspiracy truth. All right? A theory is something that can't be proved. All right? So these are conspiracy truths. They can be proved through scriptures, all right, and they can be proved. You just have to have the bit. Of course, you can tell someone that the sky is blue, but if they're going to fight you tooth and nail over it and not believe it, there's no way you can change their mind. At the end of the day, it is blue, all right? Not most of the time at least, all right? It's sunset and all that, right? So don't try to get smart. Someone's saying, sometimes it's purple. Cool. Go on now, all right? Go on now. Go ahead and, learn your building blocks. All right, did you know B comes after the word A? Cool, got a lot of learning to do, or if you're coming around, yeah, we got it. We know the sky is a different color sometimes. I'm using it as an example. You only have bugged out Jakes that come around and say something. But so the point is that you could say water is wet, and there's gonna be no it's not it's dry, and that guy's wrong. But guess what? He's gonna argue tooth and nail over that. All right, and that's these people that have been programmed. All right, these masses that have been programmed by these government corporations, these elites, to think how they want them to think, eat how they want them to eat, walk how they want them to walk, wake up how they want them to wake up. Think, for example, there's the whole homosexual agenda. All right, the whole trans agenda. All right, which is really homosexual. There's no such thing as transgender. That's not even a thing. All right, so all these different agendas that they're trying to push. All right. Or everybody should believe guns are bad, all right, and it's all an agenda they're trying to push, and these people don't realize that they're being fed propaganda and they're falling into it. All right, all the people that support Ukraine, they don't realize that they're falling for all this propaganda. All right, fucking Ukraine ain't no saints. Fuck Ukraine, man. They're a bunch of racists, a bunch of white supremacist racists, man. A bunch of Edomite supremacists, I should say. All right, so-called white supremacists. All right, and they hate Jake too. So what the fuck? What's the point? Why are you standing up for these people? All right, Ukrainian, and Ukraine was once part of Russia. All right, now they're separate. Well, they were part of Russia once. So that's just how it goes. Well, so was the United States, and you wouldn't have your freedom if you didn't. Well, no, the United States was never really part of Europe. All right, the Europeans came over and tried to dominate. All right, this state. All right, this place. All right, the fourth part of the world, all right, I think as it's called originally, or the third part of the world, I believe. What is it? Let me see. What is it, the fourth part of the world? Let me see. Yeah, the fourth part of the world. Yeah, yep, the fourth part of the world. All right, because before that it was just called the fourth part of the world, and then it got changed to America. All right, but we know it as Babylon, right? So I had to grab that. All right, I second guessed myself. I was like fourth. No, wait, third. No, wait, it is the fourth. All right, that happens sometimes. Just want to make sure we have the information on point. So, and I looked that up on my computer, but you can look it up. Fourth part of the world. All right, fourth part of the world. All right, the epic story of the map that gave America its name. All right, you can read all about it. So it was originally called the fourth part of the world. All right, so the daughter of Babylon. All right, there's Apostle Gabar just recently touched on this. All right, you can go and look it up. All right, just go on Daily Edification 4, and you'll see one of the recent lessons. It's titled something along the lines of daughter of Babylon. All right, and it's something about I asked Google and was surprised by the results. Okay, something along those lines. I can't remember exactly how he worded it. Here, I'll do it for you. You just go over here, go Daily Edification 4. Click on this. Click on videos. Scroll down. It'll be in here somewhere. Here it is. Right there. This is the one. Who is the daughter of Babylon? I was surprised by the answer Google gave me. There you go. So there you go. You can go and get it. It's right there. Daily Edification 4. All right, you can watch it. He does an excellent explanation. All right, very edifying. As always with the apostles, right? Great men with lots of knowledge. Okay, so they have, if you need, something answered, hey, they probably got it on their channel. Lots of lessons and differing topics. Okay, so continuing on. All right, so these Edomites, right, are shooting arrows, and we're saying that we went on a tangent talking about how they try to hide things and fill with propaganda and all the types of propaganda they do. Most notably now with Ukraine and this Mo agenda and all this stuff. So a lot of the time people will actually feed that propaganda themselves. Really, what you have to do is they feed this propaganda to the rats. All right, these Babylonians. All right, and the Babylonians will actually spread it themselves. They don't even have to work too hard to really spread propaganda. Okay, all they have to do is just put it out there, and the Babylonians will actually spread it themselves. Okay, there will be, all over Reddit and all over Twitter and all over Facebook, all right, people will be posting themselves with Ukrainian frames on their pictures and saying, oh, fight for Ukraine, and like donating money to Ukraine, and they don't even really have to push it out too much. They push it out for like really hard for like a week, and then the Babylonians will keep it going themselves, all right, because these people don't realize how fucking, brain dirtied they are. All right, they're complete, the world would say brainwashed, but if your brain's washed, it's cleaned. All right, brain dirtied, all right, you have a dirty brain, all right, you have an open mind and your mind has fallen out. Okay, that's what you have. You want to be open-minded. As the apostles say, if you have an open mind, your brain's going to fall out. Okay, so it says, so continuing on with these elites, all right, it says they search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search, but the inward thought of every one of them and their heart is deep. But the Most High shall shoot at them with an arrow, suddenly shall he be wounded, so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves, all that see them shall flee away. All right, and that's exactly what's happening in these end days. All right, is these devils are their tongue, and is that arrow's being shot at them, and they're making their tongue turn upon themselves. All right, such as how they try to demonize this truth. All right, and the Hebrew Israelites using Kanye and what was it, Kyrie. All right, and look how that goes. They backpedaled. All right, they backpedaled. We knew they would. All right, here Kanye went and said that he respects Jews again because he watched 21 Jump Street and Jonah Hill. So that's fucking weird, but okay, he was probably paid off, sick of being broke. All right, and then Kyrie backpedaled like pretty much instantly. All right, so these guys ain't about nothing, man. They're not gonna stand their ground. All right, they're not gonna stand their ground. They don't. If they want to stand their ground, they would just took out of the fame and they would be regular old guys again, but that's not how it goes. All right, that's not how it goes. They don't want to do none of that. So, but in that, they were saying, these ish people, all right, these tiny hats, all right, these monkey hats, all right, that's like a fez, really, what they put on the monkeys, but still, but they put, these weird hats, all right, because they're getting smart with the term now, all right, with the SMALL hats, all right, they're getting smart with it, all right, so tiny hats, all right, these tiny hats, okay, what they did was they were saying, the Kyrie and Kanye were saying, as a multitude of other people were also saying, that these tiny hats control all the media, and then what happened? They got canceled. How do you cancel? By someone who controls the media, all right? By someone who controls the media. So they proved their point. They made their own tongue fall upon themselves. They tried to demonize the truth, and it ended up just making them look like a bunch of idiots. So Psalms 49:11, let's get it. How long have we been going for? About 33 minutes. Psalms 49:11 reads, their inward thought, this is Esau, Edom, right? Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. Let's look up just one thing. How was America named? America is named after Amerigo Vespucci, the Italian, Edomite, explorer who set forth the then revolutionary concept that the lands that Christopher Columbus sailed to in 1492 were part of a separate continent. So there you go. Amerigo Vespucci. It's the same thing with Africa. What was his name? Something Africanus. All right. Well, it's a misconception the content was named after Roman general Scipio Africanus, nor is it named after Leo Africanus. Yeah, sure, whatever, but that's who it was named after. All right, but they're going to say, no, it wasn't. Okay, cool. And most people be like, guess it wasn't then. And they continue on and just, walk down in their blindness. They put their blindfold back on. They pull their blindfold off for a minute. Oh, you weren't supposed to see that. That's not true. Oh, okay. And they pull the blindfold back down and continue to walk throughout life. All right. Meanwhile, you're supposed to take that blindfold off and chuck that shit. Throw it away. Say, no, I'm not putting that on again. I've seen what these devils have done. Nope. I know, but they don't want you. They want you to put that blindfold back on, all right? Because those are the people that can get that chip, all right? Those are the people that can get that Neuralink, all right? So Psalms 10 and 4. Let's go over there. Psalms 10 and 4. It says, "The wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after the Most High. The Most High is not in all his thoughts. His ways are always grievous." He's always doing something terrible. All right, Esau, Edom. "Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. He hath said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud," and that's Esau for you. It says, "Under his tongue is mischief and vanity," or mischief and vanity. It says, "He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret places doth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privately set against the poor. He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net." And that's what he's doing. He's drawing all these people into his net, and he's catching them, but they don't realize they're being lured to a net. All right, they don't even realize. They're just chilling in the net like, this is fine, I like it, America's great, wonderful opportunities, great, it's awesome, it's cool. Oh, did I see something I wasn't supposed to? Oh, let me put the blindfold back on. Yeah, it's just great, it's wonderful. These guys would never do anything wrong. They love us. All right, the government is just perfect. They would never hurt us or harm us or conspire against us. They would never do anything like that. A heart attack gun? Oh, they would never do anything like that. That's a conspiracy theory. All this is, what about the Tuskegee experiments? Oh, well, that's okay. That's a little bit different. That's a little bit different now. Okay, what about all that? Huh? Why is that so different? All right, what about all the lies that the CIA have released reports that are now coming? What about all these different Project Megiddo? What about all these things? All right, but America wouldn't conspire against their own citizens. What about MK Ultra? What about all that? You still don't believe. There are people that still don't believe MK Ultra was a thing when it was. It's out there. It's been declassified for the most. Well, not all of it, but parts of it. All right, but people still don't believe it, man. All right, they think the government's out to help them, and that whatever to help us get by. America loves our citizens. All this bullshit. All right, and they believe it. All right, they believe it. All right, they believe it, and really when they catch the poor, that's speaking of us. All right, because not only and Esau's in that mindset as well. All right. But it's really for this is really speaking of the Israelites, all right, the poor, all right, we're the poor, all right, and that's who he's hoping. He's really hoping to catch the elect. He's not going to catch the elect, but that's really who he's hoping to get. That's who he's wanting to get with the chip. He wants the elect to take it, but the elect's not going to take it. But Esau doesn't understand those things, man. Okay, so Isaiah 14 and 12. Let's go and get it. So that's all part of their ulterior plan, their ulterior motives for complete control of this new world order, right? Which there's another conspiracy theory, right? There's another conspiracy. No, new world order. Why would they ever do that? That wouldn't make any sense. All right, the RFID. That's another conspiracy theory, right? We're gonna see how much of a theory these things are when they start coming to pass, and they become conspiracy truths. And you call this crazy, and then they start happening. All right. What about everyone that said, UFOs or the chariots? Those don't exist. Now there's all these declassified reports about them existing. But you said everyone was crazy, all right, when they believed in those, right? Everyone was crazy. You're dumb, man. You're dumb, all right? Or and all whatever. All these conspiracy theories. Voting is a saying that the votes are rigged. That's a conspiracy. No, the votes are rigged, man. All right, they choose those things. For example, I used to know this girl from England. all right, back in the day, I used to talk to her over the internet. I used to video chat with her, and her mom, all right, said she was on there, you know, this English lady. She's like, "Do you know that the American voting system's rigged?" And I said, "Yeah, I know. Of course I know." You know, because even, and this was years before I was in the truth, but my dad always taught me not to trust the government. The government's fucked up. We were always into those so-called, you know, conspiracy theories, as it was the government's out to hurt you, the government's out to harm you, MK Ultra, all right, programmable people. We were always into that stuff before. All right, not trusting the government. The government's out to harm you. My dad was, you know, ex-military. He always told me, you know, the government, you know, through all this stuff, he went over there and didn't get an ounce of help. Not over there, but, you know, on cruise ship, didn't get an ounce of help. So we were always with the conspiracies, all right, that, you know, and UFOs. At the time, you know, we were in that mindset, you know, that there might have been little green men, that bugged out stuff, because they try to throw you off with that, all right. But I believe, you know, there's multiple different versions of who these, you know, who what these beings and these vessels could be. All right, and when I found, and I was always like, little green men, I was always a little skeptical. I said, okay, maybe. All right, you never know what's out there. All right, but when I came to this truth and I found it was actually, you know, chariots of the Lord, all right, angels, I said, you know, this makes, that's something worth hiding. All right, now that's something, because I would always tell my dad, you know, they're not going to tell you everything on the TV, because we look things up on the computer and certain things like that, and, you know, some crazy sites that you'd have to go through. But, you know, certain things on History Channel, you know, they're not going to tell you everything. They're not going to tell you the whole story. So you got to find out some information by yourself. Okay, so, but regardless, all right, you know, we were never one of those people that trusted inherently just in the government, all right, because the government's never done anything specifically to help us, all right, and all we've seen is the government time and time again fucking its own people over, supposedly its own people, its American citizens. And at the time, you know, we thought we were American, because that's how you are before you wake up. Oh yeah, I'm American. You know, I live in America. I must be an American. We don't call ourselves American in this truth. Okay, we're not Americans. We're Israelites, Hebrew Israelites. Okay, so I had to go on that, but hey, you know, I don't remember what exactly I was touching on, but you know, they're gonna call whatever they want a conspiracy theory, because they don't want you to find it out. If there was something bad, if I went and, you know, like punched someone in the face, and I didn't want somebody to find it out, like, oh, the conspiracy theory, that never happened. No, that's just a rumor, and that's nothing. That never happened. All right, and a lot of these people will just believe it because the government's telling it. All right, when the government is time and time again, all right, repeatedly is the word I'm looking for, harmed its so-called citizens over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, especially the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which aren't their citizens. They say, "Oh no, you're an American citizen." No, then why? If you love them so much, all right, if you love your citizens so much, why are you progressively harming them, all right, and getting worse and worse with it, all right, shooting them, leaning on their necks, doing all these things? Doesn't make much sense, does it? And these devils, they're being revealed, man. So Isaiah 14:12, it says, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning?" And you know, because the Most High is going to bring these people down, and it shows you how they want to play. They want to play God too. It says, "How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nations?" It says, "For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will also sit on the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High." And that's what this mark is. You know, they'll have complete control over you, all right? They'll be able to have complete control. You've bound servitude to them. You've basically accepted them as your God and your master, all right? And have bowed down upon them and submitted to that beast system, man, by doing that, all right? And that's what they want, because that makes them feel like a God. And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to be like the Most High, all right? But what's going to happen? It says, verse 15, "Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee, and consider thee, saying, Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness, and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners?" So they're going to look, you know, because this is going to be when they're brought down low, and people are going to say, "This is him? He was really able to pull all this off? Him? Wow. All right, that's almost unbelievable." It says, it says, "All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, every one in his own house. But thou," Esau, Edom, all right, "but thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with the sword." Because you're not going to keep, you know, a garment around that's covered with blood and slain. It says, "That go down in the stones of the pit as a carcass trodden under feet. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou have destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers. All right, Esau, Edom, Idumea, right? The Idumeans, Edomites. All right. Esau says that they do not rise nor possess the land nor fill the face of the world with cities. So they're not going to return. They're not going to be able to, oh, we're going to rebuild. We're going to, no. And there's another, did we get that earlier? You know, you shall build, but I shall throw down. All right, you can look that one up. All right. We can get Obadiah 1 and 3. Which reads, because this is what they think they're going to do. Well, let's just get from 1. The vision of Obadiah, verse 1. Thus saith the Lord concerning Edom, we have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. They're even low on the level of the heathens. They're the lowest of the heathens, man. You know, they're the lowest of the low. It says, behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. The pride of thine heart have deceived thee, because you're very proud, but it's deceived you, man. You're nothing. It says, thou that dwelleth in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, because they used to dwell in rocks, all right, and because they're cave beasts. It says, whose habitation is high. They saith in their heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? All right, because they dwell in all these skyscrapers. They want to try to float around in space. All right. It says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. So they're going to try to escape, you know, try to go up in space or do all these crazy things. But guess what? The Lord's going to bring them down. All right. You know how for years and years they've tried to be getting to space. All right. They want to get to space so bad. All right. Because they think in space they'll be able to escape the Lord. And it's not. Nope. Nope. The Lord created everything. All right. Even space. So guess what? He's going to be able to contact you in space. Think you're going to be out of reach? Dumb. Isaiah 35, let's get it, or Isaiah 34, I believe it was. Let me see, Isaiah 34 and 5, yep. Here it is. This is speaking of when the nuclear war comes. It says, and this is, again, Isaiah 34, starting with 4, all right, instead of 5. It says, and the host of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down, as the leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea, all right, the Edomites, Edom, all right, Esau. It says, and upon the people of my curse to judgment. The sword of the Lord is filled with blood, and is made fat with the fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For the Lord hath a sacrifice in Bozrah, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. All right, Idumea. What's the modern land of Idumea? America. Look up Idumea. Look who was dwelling in Idumea. Idumea was the land of the Edomites. All right, Bozrah was one of the cities they're in. All right, so that's what's going to happen to these people. They think they're going to get off scot-free. They think they're going to dwell forever. Their house is going to continue forever. All right, and that everything, they're going to be gods. And, you know, we got them all chipped, and now we're rulers. Ha, ha, ha. That's not how it's going to work. All right, they're mistaken. The Lord's going to bring them down. All right, but hey, new news. Neuralink wins approval for human study. So hey, that's more news with the pertaining to the prophecy of the mark of the beast being implemented. All right, so hey, keeping an eye out. Hey, watching. All right, being sober, be vigilant. Right, and another one is it's another one. Being occupied in prophecy. Hey, let us not sleep as the others sleep. All right, so hey. And this is a part, all right? This is a part of it, all right? Because, hey, now Neuralink wins approval for human study. So now people are going to be getting this. You might see people walking around with who knows how it's going to work, all right? Who knows how it's going to work, all right? We don't know exactly how they're going to roll it out, but we know it will be rolled out, all right? So Neuralink wins approval for human study. Hey, so, and people said, people are super skeptical of things like these. All right, happening, 10 years ago, but look, now they're happening, all right? So don't be skeptical and say, oh, nothing like that could ever happen. It could, man, because now Neuralink won approval for human study, all right? So, hey, with that, we're going to close out. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. Shalom to you brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring, keep the faith. We're almost out of here. Until next one, Lord willing, Shalom.